Please help me welcome Sumara Thompson-King.
Good morning. Good morning. Yeah, that's a Morgan Park Academy good morning. It is a good morning. We're all gathered here today to celebrate the graduation of the Morgan Park Academy class of 2019. Let's give them a round of applause. It is truly my joy and my honor to have been invited to give this commencement address, and I am a proud member of the Morgan Park Academy class of 1976. Thank you, head of school. Thank you, head trustees, the head of the board of trustees, and all the trustees who are here for this very great honor. Graduates, this graduation ceremony gives those of us present the opportunity to acknowledge the completion of your secondary education, recognizing that your time here at MPA is just one part of your journey, and what an important part of your life has been and will continue to be your MPA journey. It was difficult for me to come up with a theme or a topic for this speech today, and being a lawyer, I have to adjust, so I'm going to adjust my speech a little bit to cover a few points, reduce a few points that I had planned to talk about. I had to think about topics that were interesting to you, and really I hope you will remember some things that you heard from Mr. Thrall, and also that I'm going to share with you. So we'll see how this goes. So I took my inspiration for today's remarks from the Morgan Park Academy website, where several students have shared their individual MPA journeys. My 6-year MPA journey influenced my education, my career, my family, my character, and my personal values. What I know now that I did not know on my MPA graduation day was how well this institution prepared me for the journey that followed. So like Mr. Thrall mentioned about his father, MPA prepared me well for the journey that I would take once I departed this campus. Today I really want to focus on just 6 lessons that I want to share with you that I've learned and that have been beneficial to me along the way. And some of these are things you've heard, but I want to share with you my personal experience in understanding them and learning about them. So the first one is, no one does it alone. No one does it alone. Your MPA journey has been nurtured by parents, your siblings, yeah, they do some nurturing too, relatives, friends, and other family members. You've been inspired and guided by the dedicated faculty and administrators of this academy, ably led by the head of school, Mrs. Shepard. You've been enabled by the vision and the resources provided by the steady hands of a board of trustees, chaired by Mrs. Nichols. You've been supported by the commitment of alumni and other benefactors that have ensured the endurance of a challenging education program that encouraged creative thinking, intellectual growth, community service, global studies, and artistic and athletic enrichment. Likewise, my MPA journey had substantially similar support. In particular, I'm honored to have with me today my mother, Juanita Thompson, a retired teacher who taught in both the Chicago and New York City public school systems, and was the force in our family who ensured that my sister and I were educated at MPA. Our families ensure that we are not alone. Of course, there are difficult days in our family relationships. Yet these are also the days when when our family members are the only people who we can turn to and rely upon. So graduates, stay close to your family. They can be the fortress and the shield you need as you move through college, as you fall in and out of love, as you experience success or failure in your careers and in your financial circumstances. Speaking of failure leads me to talk to you about my second lesson learned. And it's an expression that I never used to understand, but it's nothing beats a failure but a try. And so what does that mean? It's real simple. When you fail, try again. Persevere. While a student at MPA, I was not an athletic superstar at all. So in those days, the girls' basketball team had to wear skirts. We did not play basketball in shorts. I was so bad that they did let me on the team because there was inclusiveness at that time. But I had to get my own red skirt. So I was not very good. I was the last person selected to be on the basketball team, but they let me join them. I tried volleyball after that. I jammed my thumb, couldn't play volleyball. So I kind of gave up sports. And the coaches were encouraging, but didn't see much athletic talent here. So in my senior year, we had a new coach come to the school. And in that senior year, there weren't many girls who were interested in playing field hockey. I had never played field hockey. But my senior year, they were desperate. So they recruited me. A friend of mine was playing the fullback position. They needed 2 halfbacks. So my best friend Lisa Rubel became one of the halfbacks. They asked me to try out for it. Who knew that I was going to love being a halfback? I didn't have to run the field as much as others did, and I could take that stick and whack that ball and scare people. It was great. I didn't realize how great our team was going to be and what success we were going to have. And so in that first year that Coach Susan Oskowski was here, we beat North Shore Country Day. It was the first time we had ever beaten them. So I kept trying. I kept trying. And it was my friends here who encouraged me to keep trying, to do something different. And in that last year, I found success in being on the field hockey team. And I was honored to have Coach O be one of those coaches who began her 44-year career of teaching and coaching at the Academy. And I know the Academy is going to greatly miss her because she was here encouraging students to persevere in both their athletic, artistic, and academic endeavors. So congratulations to you, Coach O. Another time that I faced a challenge and I needed to try again, and I reached back to what I had been doing when I was here in high school and in college, was when I did not pass the bar exam. So this is a story that I share with many students in law school and folks who are looking to fulfill their dreams. So Maya, that was a lovely song about dreaming, about never stop trying to be heard and keep your dreams going. That means you have to keep trying. So I graduated from law school and took the bar exam because all lawyers must pass a bar exam. I failed not once, but twice. I graduated from Morgan Park Academy. I graduated from Smith College. I graduated from the Georgetown University Law Center. How could I not pass the first and, oh my goodness, the second time? And this is where your family comes into play. I was embarrassed to tell my mother. I was embarrassed to tell my father. But my parents knew me, and they encouraged me to keep going. That was just a setback. It was temporary. You would succeed. So I took it the third time. And when I took the exam the third time, I scored so high that they did not have to read the essays, because a bar exam is a multiple choice exam and then essays. So I kept trying, and it was with the faith of my family and the perseverance that I learned while I was here that I kept going. So dream big and keep going. Persevere. Related to that is a third lesson I've learned, which is to dare mighty things. President Theodore Roosevelt, many people don't realize, he won the 1906 Nobel Prize. And his closing paragraph of his acceptance speech starts this way. Far better it is to dare mighty things, to win glorious triumphs, even through checkered by failure, than to rank with those poor spirits who never enjoy nor suffer much, because they live in the gray twilight of that knows not victory nor defeat. So I encourage you, class of 2019, to dare mighty things. Dare mighty things doesn't necessarily mean building a rocket like the scientists and engineers do at NASA. And yes, we are in the business of building a rocket that's going to take us to the moon and establish a base there. That's a mighty thing to do. But it's also a mighty thing to do that's to decide to do something that's contrary to the guidance of your parents. My youngest daughter is with me today, and she was somebody who dared mighty things. She dared to be a teacher. If you know my daughter Camille, she loves fine things. And we had long talks about what her career choices were going to be. And of course, Mother knew best. But Camille persevered, and she did what she wanted to do. But it also took a challenge to look me in the eye and tell me that she was going to teach. And what a great teacher she is, following in my mother's path. So sometimes parents aren't always right. Most of the time we are. But sometimes it means choosing a path, doing things that reflect what you want to do. Your parents will always love you. Young women, let me speak to you. Most men know how to do this, but as you leave the academy, go to college, go on into the workforce, ask for what you deserve. Seek the salary you deserve. Seek the job that you deserve. Stop thinking that you're not good enough for the position. You are. You're better. Seek out those challenges. Dare yourself. And so what if it doesn't work out when you apply for that job and get it? Guess what? Try again. Move to another job. But be daring. Use your talents. You have them. You will be successful. There might be a failure, but you will succeed in the end. Fourth lesson, be kind to yourself and to others. Continue that community service endeavor that you engaged in here at Morgan Park Academy. And also, practice random acts of kindness. Those random acts of kindness will never be worthless. They may strengthen you and sustain you more than the beneficiary of your kindness. A fifth lesson that we don't talk about much, but I'm glad I heard it today. It's to be a good citizen of the United States of America. Why is that important? Because it is our responsibility as citizens of this great country to ensure the longevity, growth, and vitality of our democracy. It will not continue if we merely sit on our hands and wait for others to do it. So it is important to be citizens. It's important to vote. It's important to do what my older daughter started doing in her new hometown, which is to register people to vote. It is important to sit on parent-teacher association boards. It's important to groom yourself to be on a board of trustees of an independent coeducational school in the city of Chicago. Citizenship is something we do not talk about enough. It's something I hope that when you go to college, you will be on your student government associations there. You will join organizations that promote community service, and you will be respectful of the people who serve this country and protect us every day who are in our military. Because this institution started as a military academy, and many of the traditions that we still hold to relate back to that educational institution and the values that it instilled in its students, like Mr. Grawl, and continues to instill in the students who are here today and who are going to be recipients of the Jerome Thrall Jr. Leadership Award, which acknowledges faithfulness to the MPA tradition of excellence in citizenship. And the last thing I'll recommend to you is the beginning line of a song that they always sang at my college graduation, Gaudeamus Igitur. And those words mean, let us rejoice. So in that song, the final two passages say, long live the academy, long live the professors, long live each student, long live the whole fraternity, forever may they flourish. May our alma mater thrive, a font of education, friends, colleagues, wherever they are, whether near or far, heed her invitation. So stay close to your families, class of 2019. Stay close to the Morgan Park Academy that has created the journey that you are traveling on. Continue to stay close to your friends, develop new friends, and be joyful in everything you do. And I end with a prayer that I say to myself, this is the day the Lord has made. Let us rejoice and be glad in it. And so class of 2019, be glad today. Congratulations.